Hey kids, Dad here. It is Saturday, March 14th, 2026. And I hate to admit it, it's 11:35 p.m. 11:35 p.m. on Saturday, March 14th, 2026. And that means that I was 25 minutes away from, for the first time in over 6 months, missing recording a little video for you guys. Wow, that came close. And you know why it came close, though, is I had a very, very busy day. I woke up this morning to my usual routine, right? Prayer, my morning meeting, and then I had a new resident arrive. And, so a new guy here at Bravo Zulu House showed up early, mid-morning. So I had to kind of help get him settled in, welcomed, and familiarized with it, with everything. And that took a chunk of time. And then I had to get my workout in. And I had a bunch of phone calls today. A bunch of text messages from people. I had a couple of meetings. One of them I had to speak at, a support group meeting that they had asked me to be the kind of the main speaker, which is always humbling when somebody asks me to speak in front of other people. And between 9 a.m. this morning and now 11:37 p.m., I've been busy doing pretty much things for others, service, being of service to help others. And then I had a whole bunch of people reaching out to me, phone calls and messages and whatnot, asking me how I was doing, which was bizarre. And I think some folks know that we had a challenging day here at Bravo Zulu House a couple of days ago with a resident having a medical issue. And I hadn't really taken the time, I think, to pause and think about how that may have been difficult for me, right? It's not emotionally easy to go through a seizure with someone for an hour. And kind of some of the fallout from that. It's once the kid's off the hospital, my job doesn't end quite right there. But what I didn't realize, and immediately after it happened, I was so concerned for the kid's father in particular. Couldn't imagine what that's like for a father to see their son like that, but I actually can, and that's what I think made it more difficult for me. Is Cav, with you, I can imagine exactly. I know what it's like to go through a seizure. And for this resident to have one that lasted, an hour or longer, and to end up still hospitalized over it, breaks my heart for the kid's dad. But I've spent so much time this past year or so putting others first, being of service for others. My primary purpose every day being, how can I help somebody else who's struggling that I can call and help them out? What can I do to help somebody else out? And I'm living it every day now here at Bravo Zulu House. I never realized that when I was maybe having a tough day or tough couple of days, that I now had all these people reaching out to me asking how I was doing. I was actually annoyed about a day ago. I'm like, why do people keep asking me how I'm doing? I'm fine. I'm alive. I got a roof over my head, bed to sleep in. Prayers for this resident's dad and what he's having to deal with his son, seeing his son like that in the hospital. But I came to appreciate tonight in particular, and have immense gratitude for this family of sorts, this fellowship of brothers and sisters around me who, even when I didn't even realize I was hurting, were there for me, giving me hugs. Some in person. Guy down at the American Legion last night, I stopped down there for dinner to try and clear my head from this Bravo Zulu stuff. Guy gave me a big long hug that I didn't realize I needed as bad as I did. Having some really powerful conversations with people who are just calling, saying, "Hey, how are you doing?" and talking through some things. I felt some love and support in ways that I haven't in the past. You know, when I've had some experiences that are probably emotionally difficult, I've maybe had a couple of people in my corner, a couple of people there to give me a hug. And this past 2 days, probably, I've had an army of people, to the point where I actually feel bad because I think I've got 5 or 6 phone calls to return that I missed either today or yesterday, and I haven't had a chance to get back to the person yet. I feel bad because I want them to know that, like, hey, it's not personal. I would have loved to talk to you, but I was in the middle of helping a new resident, get moved in. So I'm sorry I missed your call, and it's now 11:30 at night, and I finally have some time, and I got to record a video for my kids because you guys are my priority one. So I'm sorry that it's 11:35 p.m. on a Saturday, 11:42 now. But know that your dad has been very busy down here these last few days. Has had I don't want to call it traumatic experience, but definitely a challenging experience, an emotionally challenging one. Your dad did the right thing through it, but it left my heart hurting for the kid's father. Left me missing you a lot, Cav, and thinking of you a lot, and the challenges that you had with seizures when you were younger. But Dad's been very busy with a lot of people reaching out to your dad and giving him some hugs, both in person and from afar. And I am just so deeply grateful for that. So if there's a lesson here in this video for you kids, maybe, focus on what you can do to help somebody else today. Ask yourself that question. What can I do to help somebody else today? Make your goal to be of service, to be helpful to somebody else. Because you might go hundreds of days at a time where you feel like that's all you're doing, and you'll start to realize it's a pretty good feeling. It helps you fill your heart to help others. But then maybe when your heart gets a little crack in it and has some pain, you're going to have all of these people who are going to want to come back and give you hugs back in the way that maybe you gave them a hug when they were hurting. So it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. I love you, kids. We'll talk soon.